Here we go, everyone. Bitcoin just hit a new all-time high. It's been quite a few years since we've been at this point. Last time did feel quite a bit different. So right now it's looking like Bitcoin is holding off each support levels, possibly a lot more room to run. So what can this mean for the other cryptocurrencies, and how high can Bitcoin go this year, as it is approaching price discovery and a possible parabolic run beyond $20,000. So don't go nowhere. Stay tuned to this video because I will give you our latest update on Bitcoin. Welcome to Currency.com's channel. You're tuning in with John at Real John Doe, giving you a new update on Bitcoin, which just hit a new all-time high. So that is what we're going to be talking about in this video. But before we get started into this video, as usual, if you want to show your support to the channel, then hit that like button and also subscribe, and we will keep lots more videos pumping out. Okay, so first thing here, let's have a look at the sentiment, kind of see what the price action is doing right now. The price is leaning towards the low of the day, 67% buyers, 33% sellers. The 18.5 support level is currently being tested, which could bounce or possibly break down, and the price will go test the next level. Okay, so let me tell you some important price levels to watch right now for Bitcoin. In terms of downside, you're going to want to keep an eye on about 17,000, which was the high after all-time high in January 2018, and is also where the price bounced in the recent correction last week. 15,000 is the next level after that, and then $14,000, which was the 2019 highs. If all those levels break down, then we will most likely see lower prices for Bitcoin in the near future. To the upside, resistance levels, first level 18,500, which was right about at the monthly high for November before we hit all-time high. After that, 19,700, which is right at the all-time high range. And then after that level, we're gonna have to watch around 20,000, because if Bitcoin does break past 20,000, then it will be in price discovery, and it could even keep going all the way to 30. Who knows? So let's talk about a little bit of news here. Bitcoin bull Mike Novogratz says that adoption is key right now for Bitcoin. In a recent interview, he said that right now for Bitcoin, the real story is adoption of Bitcoin, adoption of crypto across a variety of accounts, he noted. He says that a lot of institutional investors have been changing their mind and realizing that now is the time and that there is enough liquidity for Bitcoin to be part of it. And he says that if Bitcoin was easy to buy, the price would be right now a lot higher. And the Grayscale Trust is a very interesting way right now for people to buy Bitcoin, because it does give you an ETF-like exposure. And speaking of more exposure, with more and more public companies buying up Bitcoin right now, it is now known that Coinbase was the one who executed MicroStrategy's $425 million Bitcoin purchase back in September. And apparently this purchase took about 5 days to complete. And Bitcoin did hit a new all-time high, but there was a big rejection right at about $20,000, which made Bitcoin drop nearly $2,000 down to about 18K. But the good news is that dip was bought up right away, is that this is one of the biggest bought dips in months that we've had. So that's showing that buyers are still here and Bitcoin wants to break that $20,000 level. Let's review Bitcoin's journey to all-time high, and then talk about what's next, either higher prices or possibly even a correction. Okay, so first here we're looking at right at the end of 2017, where we hit all-time high the first time at about $20,000. ICOs and altcoins also went crazy, and then that bubble burst. Bitcoin and then went into a long-term bear market here. It did have a few bounces each time, which did have some hope of a possible ETF, but the price continued to fall, which brought it down to about this level at about 6,000, where it kind of moved sideways for a few months. And then near the end of 2018, we had the hash wars with Roger Ver and Craig Wright, and that's when there was another split and Bitcoin Satoshi's vision was created. This then caused even more sell pressure on Bitcoin, which brought it down to this bottom at about $3,000. And then after that, Bitcoin started moving back up. There started coming in some rumors about Facebook coming out with cryptocurrencies and a few other companies. And then Bitcoin also crossed that 200-day moving average for the first time in years since 2017. And then the price continued up to make it towards those 2019 highs, which I was trading at the time, and it did seem more of a parabolic event, and there wasn't really much going on in the world for that to happen, and it seemed mostly driven by speculation from traders. Then Bitcoin went back into another bear market here, crossed below that 200-day moving average, and then same thing, bottomed out in December. And then 2020, which it was expected to be an interesting year for Bitcoin because of the halving, which did happen in May. The run did get slowed down right at the beginning of the year due to COVID. And I think that if the COVID news didn't happen then, Bitcoin would have just continued the initial trend from the beginning of the year. But the COVID correction happened, brought Bitcoin down, test that support from 2018, 2019 at about 3,000. And Bitcoin came down here to about 3,700. And since then, the price has bounced about 420%. We had that halving event right here in May, which was something that people were really looking forward to for Bitcoin, because there was big investors coming into the game like Paul Tudor Jones, lots more institutional buyers and public companies seeing Bitcoin as a store of value. And as stimulus were getting pumped into the economy to keep markets alive, which was deflating the dollar, gold began to rally, and Bitcoin also continued to follow. But that's not the only thing. There's also been a lot of institutional buying. Retail is slowly coming into the market again. Gold as well hit a new all-time high. So world events right now are moving towards Bitcoin's favor. And if the money printer keeps printing, then you can expect Bitcoin to keep pumping. So do you think Bitcoin is going to keep running, make new highs, or do you think it's due for a correction? But based on what I see, I don't see the bull trend changing anytime soon. As long as Bitcoin is making previous resistance level into support levels and having those slow moves up, then I don't expect things to go back down until things go a bit parabolic and even we get another retail frenzy and alts and Bitcoin starts going crazy. And it is possible that that could happen anytime, could be in the coming weeks, or Bitcoin could slowly continue this grind up going through 2021. But I'll see you guys next time. Before we close up the year, thanks for tuning in. It's John from Currency.com. For more trading videos just like this, please subscribe to our channel.